All right, guys. So I watched The Penguin episode 4. This was very much a Sophia focused episode, and it was pretty fantastic. We see her as a young woman, and that's not clear exactly how young she is here. But I kind of like that we see, and in Kristen Milioti puts on a very good performance here, where we see that she was never like completely innocent. You know what I mean? Like she knew who her father was. She knew like what what he did, and she didn't want to take over the crime family. One of the things that I've kind of been wondering is with how much of a goober her brother is. It's like, was was Carmine really going to leave everything to him? Is that really what the plan was? And it's very interesting that it really wasn't. Like he was going to leave it to her because of how much of a goober he was. He was going to go woke by making her the first or Falcone mob boss or whatever. What do they call the head of a mob boss? I don't even know. And so I kind of like that. And then, of course, this lady, I think we can blame her, right? She's basically the reason why Sophia had what happened to her. She basically like reveals to her information about her mom. Um, Very damning information. It kind of like unlocks core memories within Sophia, where she immediately became very suspicious that I think my daddy did it. I killed my mom. And it was a very good scene where Sophia is like confronting her dad. And she's like, or not even really confronting, but just kind of like asking him uncomfortable questions. And she's like, "Hey, you wouldn't happen to have strangled my mom, your wife, would you?" And because of that, uh, Carmine Falcone continues to win Father of the Year awards and sends her off to Arkham, which was very horrifying. I gotta say, like that whole scene where she's like getting bathed by Arkham guards and whatnot was very distressing to see, and it was like very like it was just like very like she like seeing the way like, touch her and grab her. It was very uncomfortable to watch. And yeah, just like and again, Kristen Milioti is just giving such a good performance, especially when she gets into Arkham. Seeing her slowly, like deteriorate, lose her mind, and it just makes it so natural. Where she like eventually evolves into the Sophia Falcone that we know, in modern day. We also get to see a younger Oz. We see when he was like her driver, and that was also very interesting to see. And I kind of like that. It's interesting, right? Because the show does not ever like make you think like, oh man, Oz, he's actually just a misunderstood guy. He's not a bad guy. It's like, no, Oz is very much a villain. Like he may be the protagonist of the show, but he's still a villain. And it's like he's a bad guy. Like he ratted out Sophia to Carmine, and it's like, yeah, he did do it because it obviously gives him a leg up in the organization. But like he still he didn't he still felt bad about it. And you can tell that he genuinely did feel bad about it. You can tell that he didn't necessarily know what Carmine was going to do. But as we can see, he very much took advantage of the situation. And but yeah, but at the end of the day, like I really appreciate this. Ironically, both this and Agatha All Along, they're just two really good examples of making shows about your villains while still keeping your villains villains. The Suicide Squad movies were never able to do that for some reason. But yeah, we also get to see this psychiatrist guy, more of him, which we saw him in the previous episode, and I was very suspicious of him. I was like, "Are you like?" I don't know. I kind of got like the vibes that he was like abusing her and like sexually and like taking advantage, but it actually doesn't really seem to be the case. Like he kind of seems to be earnestly trying to help her, both in their psychiatry and in the way that he helped her, I guess, get out of Arkham after Carmine died, with her brother. And even when we see them in like modern day, like she very much had like she's in control of their relationship. It seems like. So yeah, I kind of pegged him wrong. I thought that he was going to end up being like a. I just got weird vibes from him, but or, I mean, I guess he still could be, but or I should say, by the way, like he does appear to be like infatuated with her, possibly even in love with her, but he's seemingly not taking advantage of her, even though he probably could have in Arkham because Arkham is a horrible place. Oh, by the way, I should say I really like the Reeves versus interpretation of Arkham as well. It's very like they're doing a good job of like using the cinematography and set design and whatnot to capture like the madness of Arkham while still being in this grounded universe where you can't have like you can't necessarily have like cartoonishly grotesque things appearing. It's all done very well in a like a grounded way, which I just appreciate. Like Arkham Asylum felt different from like whatever jail the other mob boss guy Clancy Brown was in, which I appreciate that attention to detail. Um, and I guess it's interesting. So as of right now, right? I mean, obviously she killed the members of the Falcone family at the episode, but before that point, before she like really broke bad, um, Magpie is the only person that I think she killed because she didn't kill any of the other people. It seemed like it was Carmine Falcone. Um, which I think is kind of sad because there was no indication that she was sent to spy on on Sophia. She was just schizophrenic, imagining enemies around her. I will say this is the one time where I can provide an Easter egg. Okay, get out of here, new rock stars. I'm taking your place because Magpie is a Batman villain. I remember her from the Cartoon Network animated series Beware the Batman. Her character was memorable to me as a child for no particular reason. And, Sophia in this episode, memorable to me as an adult for no particular reason. Um, yeah, no, this was also a fantastic scene where she's giving her speech about how her family ratted her out, basically betrayed her, assisted Carmine in, keeping her locked up in Arkham. Really fantastic scene. Krista Milioti, just fantastic in this episode overall. Definitely a standout episode of the series, and just a showcase episode for her and the way that she's able to carry it. Like obviously everybody's saying this, but she's really good in the show. um, Also an interesting thing is that I feel like we probably should have caught on early on that Carmine did kill her mom, just because this is actually, now that I'm thinking about it, and this just popped into my head right now, this is a very similar plot to the Batman, where Selina learned, I think, right, unless I'm mistaken, that Carmine killed her mom as well. So just kind of interesting. Again, Carmine, goat dad, best dad of all time. So yeah, I feel like that's just something that we could have predicted. Maybe people did predict it, and I'm just stupid. But yeah. And then she goes off. She kills everybody, and there's that cute scene where she saves that lady's daughter. Um, Obviously, the right thing to do is the smart thing to do. I don't know, because she could grow up and be like, do it basically what Sophia did, where she's like, hey, I feel like my Aunt Sophia might have gassed my mom. But yeah, and it was a cute scene, right? Where, I wasn't entirely sure what was happening at first, but then you realize that she was convincing her to sleep in the greenhouse in order to save her. So that's cute. So yeah, we'll see if that relationship develops any further, because I feel like maybe it might, but also maybe the daughter character is out of the show from now on. I don't know. But yeah, really fantastic. Oh, and then it really ends with her waking up Luca or whatever. Um, that's the guy, right? The guy that she spared, that her and the penguin were blackmailing in the last episode. I don't remember his name. I think it's Luca, but I could be wrong. Um, and yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what they do from now on. But this is honestly, going into the show, like obviously that Penguin was going to get rid of all the crime families, but I was not expecting for Sophia to be the one that actually does it to the Falcons. So I think that's interesting, and yeah, and this show just does a really good job of kind of like reversing and molding and changing the stakes of everything that's going on, because it's like in that first episode he shoots the goober kid, and it's like, oh shit, that completely sets the stage for the show. And then you get like Penguin and Sophia working together, and it's like, oh shit, that completely changes the the stakes of the show. Now you have Sophia pulling a move like this, and it's like, oh shit, like the stakes of everything is just completely changed. So the show's really good, and it keeps on changing stuff, and it keeps on doing things that make you think about previous episodes and different lights, and it's just a good show. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.